Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to go through something that again I am seeing being asked on forums and people getting a little bit confused about it. Let's say I've got a server, brand new, freshly built, straight out of the box, and I want to install some large software components on it like SQL Server, SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. I might also have predefined corporate images that we want to add to the box. They might be of a gold standard that the corporation has imaged and wants everybody to use that on the server builds going forward. Well, some of those files, especially the SQL binaries, are very large. What I'm saying is I want to be able to get files onto the host machine. I want to get files onto the guest machine from the host or the network the host sits on. And someone was asking this question online. They seem to think that the guest machine would be able to just see out to the network and grab the files. That's not the case straight out of the box. So here I am in a newly built server, nothing installed on it, and I want to get some of those binaries added to this guest machine. And if I bring up File Explorer, you'll see that this PC has one single drive. Like I say, this is straight out of the box install. A C drive and a DVD drive. The DVD drive is local to the guest. Basically, this machine is sandboxed. It can't see anything about the host or the network the host sits on, and actually we don't want it to. And what the person was having the problem with was if we want to see, if we're using VMware and we want to see out of the guest to the host, we can use VMware host. What I can do is I can map a network drive, VMware host. Let's have a look. What can we see? VMware host is not accessible. You might not have permission to use this network results. Contact the administrator of the server to find out if you have access permissions. That's where this person began getting into a lot of confusion, asking networky type questions, permissions on shares and so on. And it was a bit of a red herring as to actually what was going on. I'm going to power this machine down now, and I'm going to show you how to do this really easily. So here I am on the host machine, and I have a D drive on the host, which I have created a very simple folder called VM guest host drop. This is literally go to your D drive, right click, new folder, give it a name, VM guest host drop, and I've added the binaries onto the host with which I want to add to the guest machine. There is nothing about permissions needed to be set up here at all. This D drive, this folder is just a bog standard, open up in File Explorer, create new folder. What I want to do is go to my VM, and here I have the settings for this guest machine. It's got 15 gigs of RAM, 60 gigabyte hard drive, which was that C partition that we just saw. I want to edit the virtual machine settings. I want to go to the options tab, and this is the important thing. Shared folders are disabled by the default build that I've got here. So I want to always enable for this guest, and now I'm going to add a link to that to the host machine's D drive VM guest host drop folder that I just created. So it's going to take me through the wizard. Browse. D VM guest host drop. Very simple. Next, enable this share. I'm going to make it read only. I don't need to. If I wanted to write to that directory from the guest, I could do. As I'm pulling stuff off of it, I might not want to do that. I'm going to leave it as read only. And OK to that. Now I'm going to power the machine back on. Okay. So back in the guest machine now, has anything changed? Nope, the machine looks exactly as it was. C drive, DVD drive. But can we now use VMWare minus host? Let's have a look. So map a network drive to VMware minus host. We click browse. Yay, we no longer have that horrible error message cropping up. So let's map the Z drive to the folder on the host machine. Finish that, and there we go. I can now see the binaries that are on the host. And so now I could just simply copy across to, personally I would create a D partition for doing this. Let's call this source. Paste it across, mount it. So here it is, it's mounted, and I can just begin the installation of SQL Server. And I could, of course, just drop any other components that I want into that VM guest host drop folder, and I will be able to see them directly from the guest machine without the guest using any network components of the host machine, or without needing to see the outside network infrastructure that the host machine sits on.